So I will go ahead with the presentation topic. This is about voluntary rehabilitation, a key tool in tiger conservation in Maharashtra. So this is the protected area network map of Maharashtra state. There are say 6 national parks and 49 sanctuaries and 6 conservation reserves, in addition to the 6 tiger reserves in Maharashtra. So the percentage of PA, protected areas, which we call as national park sanctuaries, it is 16.27% of the total forest area is under protected area network. So these are the details about the tiger reserves in Maharashtra. There are 6 tiger reserves, out of which Melghat is the oldest, which is created first of its kind, which is created in 1973 itself, among the first 9 tiger reserves, and the youngest tiger reserve is the Bor Tiger Reserve, which is created in 2014. And if you see the total number of tiger reserves in the country, there are 50 such number, out of which 6 are there in Maharashtra. Next. Coming to the topic of voluntary rehabilitation, the present status of voluntary rehabilitation of villages in Maharashtra is like this. See, generally under voluntary rehabilitation package, the policy of Maharashtra government is we generally do the voluntary rehabilitation from the villages which are in the core area of the tiger reserves, or also the villages which are in the protected areas like sanctuaries and national parks. So there are 80 villages which are in tiger reserves and 30 villages which are in sanctuaries and national parks which are outside the tiger reserve. So there are 110 villages which are in this core and PS, out of which till March 2018 we have voluntarily rehabilitated 61 of them, and still 44 villages are remaining to be rehabilitated, and they are in the process of getting rehabilitated now. So coming to the threats which Mr. Govekar has already talked about in his presentation, so I will not go very detailed in that. Grazing, forest fires, poaching, there are all these 7-8 threats which has been listed with the photographs here. Next. So majority of these problems, if you see, these problems are coming when the people are within the protected areas. So when people are inside, they cause a lot of disturbances like illicit cutting, poaching, grazing, fire, all these things. So we need to regulate the activities of these people. So one of the tool for this is the voluntary rehabilitation. Next. So I will depict you through some pictures. When the people are inside, what are the threats that are faced by the wildlife? See, you can see here in the picture, the forest fights, encroachments on the forest lands, grazing, heavy grazing inside the PS are some of the threats. And also illicit transportation of the timber, cutting, and certain diseases are spread into the wildlife because of the presence of the domestic cattle. So this is one more threat to the wildlife, and also habitat loss through various kind of extraction of the minor forest produce. Next. Even poaching is a major threat. Poaching for different parts of the wildlife, it is a major threat. Right. If you see this, people living inside the protected area from the point of view of the human perspective, till now I have talked about the wildlife perspective. If you see from the perspective of humans, see these people, these villages are inside the protected area which are very remote. So they have very less, infrastructure facilities like road, even transportation is a big problem. You can see from these figures, in the pictures in the presentation, transportation is a big problem there. Next. And also they don't have the year-long employment. So they are mainly dependent on, agriculture, and majority of the period they are dependent on the MRES, EGS works. And they don't have the linkages to the market. Even some of the government infrastructures like schools, hospitals are in a very dilapidated condition. They are not maintained. Even the school teachers and doctors are not generally available because they have the remoteness of these villages. Even drinking water is a big, limitation when the people are living inside the protected areas. So next threat is the conflict. This conflict is very much there since people live with the animals. So threat is of three different types: threat to the cattle kills, and even attack on the human beings or killing of the human beings, and also the damage to the crops which are there inside the protected areas. If you see the table which is given in the right down portion of this slide, about say in 2018-19 alone itself, 27 crores has been distributed for the compensation because of the conflict between man and animal. So now coming back to the Maharashtra, what is the policy of the rehabilitation policy of the Maharashtra government? So here I already told you that only villages which are in the core of the tiger reserve, and also those villages which are in the sanctuaries and national parks which are outside the tiger are eligible to be for the voluntary rehabilitation. So since the rehabilitation process itself is a voluntary, to rehabilitate any village, the first and foremost important is the resolution by the Gram Panchayat saying that they would like to rehabilitate out of the protected area. So after this resolution only, the exact process will start. The rehabilitation happens in two different options. One is the cash package option. In the cash package option, every eligible family will get a cash package of 10 lakh rupees. And also, if they have some immovable properties like agricultural land inside the, in the village, they will, the ready reckoner value, which is valuated by the revenue department, based on the ready reckoner value, 4 times the value of the land value is given as a cash package for under option 1. Here, the family is not like a traditional family. In a house, fathers, mother, and sons and the dependents are considered as one family. Here, any person who is above the age of 18 years is considered as a separate family. So, when a person above 18 years is considered as a separate family, he is entitled for this cash package of 10 lakh rupees under rehabilitation. So, when we actually carry out the process of rehabilitation, we first give the initial advance of 1 lakh rupees. When the person enters a kararnama or an agreement with the forest department that he would like to voluntarily opt out of move out of the forest land, after he moves out of the forest land, the rest of the 9 lakh rupees will be given as a fixed deposit in his bank account. So there is other package. I said it is option 2 package where cash, it is not a, it is other than cash package, where their village as such will be shifted and resettled in a different place of their choice, where they will be created with all the civic amenities. There are 80 civic amenities which will be created when we voluntarily rehabilitate, like roads, school buildings, electricity, drinking water, and so on. So these are some of the action points actually we carry out during voluntary rehabilitation. I will not go deeper into this because this is the actual process which we do. First, after this Gram Panchayat resolution is given, the government will come out with a Section 11 notification, which is basically this notification is issued under Maharashtra Rehabilitation Act by the Divisional Commissioner. After this Section 11 notification is issued, then actual rehabilitation process start. And I will not go through much into this details. Next. So when this process starts, we do actually the consultation process with the villagers or with the Gram Sabha, where all the villagers will participate. We do explain about them the government policy, and we also dispel their queries and some some doubts. After consensus between the villagers and the government, then actual process of voluntary rehabilitation starts. Next. So these are some of the photographs of villages from Akot Wildlife Division. The village in the left is the Nagartas village, which is inside the protected area. You see that after it has been rehabilitated at a place known as Wari, this is the situation of the condition of that village. And in the down below is the Kavalewada from Navagaon National Park. It is not part of the Melghat, but it is part of the Navagaon National Park. Next. So this is about village Sirasgaon village, where the village Mangi has been rehabilitated. The top off portion of shows the village after relocation. Below 3 images shows the Mangia village when it is there inside the core area of the tiger reserve. It is in Gugamal division of Melghat Tiger Reserve. You can see a sea change of their lifestyle, after rehabilitation is being done. Next. So after people gets rehabilitation, we not only rehabilitate with the cash package, we also try to handhold them, and we also provide an alternative employment to them so that their livelihood will not be affected when they move out of the protected area. So this slide is bit shortly, it is in Marathi, but I will explain you. See, in Melghat Tiger Reserve, this Memna, Pastalay and Mangia, when they got rehabilitated, the youth in those villages, we have given them the skill imparting of the skill by giving money in the vehicle driving, four-wheel vehicle driving, and we also ensure that they will get the permanent licenses. After they got the permanent licenses, we also ensure that the government has supported them by providing the vehicles at the rate of 5 lakh rupees per person who has got this driving license. So so far we have distributed 91 four-wheeler vehicles, and the people who got these vehicles are now earning around 20 to 25,000 rupees per month as a livelihood, and they are very better off when they are already rehabilitated, when after they burn. So this is when the village gets rehabilitated, how the forest will revive. This is one photograph. It shows the Sambar deer has come up in Vairat village, which has been rehabilitated. This village is near Chikardala hill station. After this village has been rehabilitated, the wildlife has been now coming up like anything. So this how the Melghat Tiger Reserve looks, and it is in Amaravati. It is spread in 3 districts. Amaravati district is having more than 80% of the Melghat Tiger Reserve. It is in Satpura Michael landscape. See this, you might have heard recently about the letter being given by our Honorable CM of Maharashtra that there is a railway where broad gauging of that railway is under our plan. This is the railway which is shown on the left. It is railway which is going in a sanctuary known as Van Sanctuary in Melghat Tiger Reserve. The Van Sanctuary gets its name because of the river, Van River, which is passing through. So you can see the landscape, and all the villages near this, Van Sanctuary has been rehabilitated, and we have many tigers which has now come up in this area. This is some statistics about the area details about the 4 divisions which are there in the Melghat Tiger Reserve. The total area of the Melghat Tiger Reserve, core and buffer together, it comes out to be 276,000 hectares. Next. So this is about the history of Melghat Tiger. I will not go deeper into that. When this tiger reserve has been planned, when the first management plan has come, when rehabilitation starts, everything is there. Next. You see this map. It shows the villages which are there in core area of the Melghat Tiger Reserve. There are 33 villages which are there in the core area. The villages which are shown in the red color are the villages still not yet been rehabilitated. They are still there. There are 8 such villages which are still inside the core area, which has not been rehabilitated. Those which shown in the yellow color are those villages which has been rehabilitated already. 20 villages has been completely rehabilitated. If you see this map, the southwestern portion and the southern portion of this Melghat Tiger, which is Akot Wildlife Division, which is totally rehabilitated, and part of the Gugamal Wildlife Division also rehabilitated. But if you see the top portion, which is portion of the Sipna Wildlife Division, the villages are yet to be rehabilitated. There are about 5 villages which are in the process of getting rehabilitated. Next. So this is about the statistics about all the villages which has been rehabilitated and which are in the process of. And on the rightmost corner, 4th column is the families which got rehabilitated from these 24 villages. Next. So there are about 8 villages. I already told they are still inside the core area, and we are in the process of rehabilitating them after they voluntarily opt for rehabilitation. Next. So far we revived, we got an, after this 20 villages rehabilitated voluntarily, 1700 hectares of the land which was under the non-forest use now put the forest use. You see on the right side, this is a Dargad village which has been rehabilitated. The agricultural lands have now become meadows, and wildlife and especially herbivores are flourishing in this area. So there are certain works we do even after rehabilitation. There is not a post-rehabilitation work where the village moves out. We do some meadow development works, road networks, removal of some weeds, creation of water holes, and plantation of some fruit bearing trees, etc. So these are some photographs of the post-rehabilitation works which are happening. Yeah. This is the meadow of Kelpane, which is rehabilitated in Akot Wildlife Division. Now gaurs are now reproduced like anything, and they are seen in hundreds there. Next. This is a photograph of a Gullarghat village, the meadow which is found here. Next. This is about Amona meadow. Next. Actually, this is a video, sir, but I'm not able to show it now. He is the Honorable Minister who is from Amravati. He is speaking good about the rehabilitation. He is speaking good about the condition of the villagers of Mangia who rehabilitated in Sirasgaon, and they are very well off after their rehabilitation. But the video is not playing now. Next. So this cheetahs are seen in Dargad meadows. Next. Even Vairat, this tiger has come up, and it is having, this is a recent photo which has been come up in the camera trap, about a 2 months old photo. This tigress is having 4 cubs, and it is now become local to the Vairat village. Next. This is also one video which we are unable to play now. Next. So if you see this map of Melghat Tiger Reserve, I showed you the map earlier where the southern portion and southwestern portion, all the villages of Akot Wildlife Division and Gugamal Division have been rehabilitated. So after the process rehabilitation is completed of these 20 villages, you see these polygons of the female tigers which has been camera trapped in 2017-18 camera trap method. This area is full of tigers. Density of tigers has increased in this area. You see the northern portion which is in Sipna division, not many tigers are there because there is still the presence of villagers and disturbance is there. And this is about the male tiger distribution. Even the male tigers are, their density has increased in the areas where the villages has been rehabilitated. Next. So this is the camera trap capture intensity map. The intensity of capture, if you see the red color, which is more tigers has come up during the camera trap exercise. You see the yellow color, that is a very less capture. Even the blue color is very less. So if you see the northern portion where the capture density is very less. So the places where the villages has been rehabilitated, the density of the tigers has increased. Next. So if you see the number of tigers from 2014 till now, they increased from 30 tigers. Now there are 50 tigers here in Melghat, and they are gradually increasing in those areas where villages has been rehabilitated. Next. Thank you very much.